Okay, hi guys, and welcome to today's show. Today, bit of a mixed bag. I'm going to do a follow-up on my dear Flighmaster. The other day, actually, I did a video wearing the Speedmaster, and I called it a Flightmaster. I think I'm so besotted with that watch. It was a kind of horological Freudian slip. But anyway, so it is the Flightmaster today that we're going to take a look at. And also, you guys know I've been obsessing about moon phases, so I've borrowed a really stunning one in from Long Island Watches, and I actually pulled the trigger on a moon phase a couple of days ago from eBay. So we'll take a look at the unboxings and initial impressions. So that's coming up in just a second. Oh, I haven't even done wristwatch check. I am, of course, wearing the little Tudor on the Milanese, or the shark mesh, or whatever you want to call it. I do love the Tudor. You know, guys, I gotta be honest, when I bought the Tudor, I didn't actually intend to buy a Tudor so soon. I just saw this deal come up and I pounced on it because it was in brand new condition. It was a really good price. It was from a good seller. So I leapt on it. I'm dying to review it, and in the back of my mind I'm thinking, you know, I'll wear it for a couple of months. When I get bored of it, I'll sell it. Well, I am falling in love with it. It's such a charming piece, and on the mesh, it's pure class on the mesh. I just love it. So the only irritating thing is I do miss the date. It's weird. I don't seem to miss it when I wear the Speedmaster. It's very, very strange. Anyway, wristwatch check done. I'm babbling far too much. Let's roll the intro and get on with today's video. Okay, welcome back, guys. So first on the agenda is let's catch up with my dear little Flightmaster, the SNA. What is it? The SNA. This is, you know, I should know this. I've owned this watch so many times. SNA411, I think it is, or is it 114? 411, whichever. So yeah, the flighty, my dear little flighty. Let's catch up and see how it's faring after a year of intense use. Proper name is the Flightmaster, the SNA411, and this, of course, is a chronograph from Seiko. Now, guys, you know I've been obsessing about this watch. Even though I own it, I'm even considering buying the gold tone version. I just adore this watch so much, and I really do think, despite its shortcomings, it is the best chronograph money can buy under $200. They're still selling unbelievably, despite me ranting and raving about this watch for such a long time. They still are selling for under $200. Those of you unfamiliar with the specifications, I'll quickly go over it. This obviously is an aviation watch. We have a bi-directional bezel. This has all the beautiful scales on it. You can do all kinds of calculations, even work out how to tip in a restaurant. Typically the normal use. It was designed for pilots, obviously, so we can calculate fuel consumption, distance, time, all those kind of things. So some of the markings, we've even got a compass. You can see north, west, south, east, as well as a tetrametric scale. Pretty much every single scale is there. There's nothing this can't calculate. Now, I've got to admit, I never ever use it. I have used it for basic basic arithmetic, but nothing actually aviation related. I just love the look of it. I love the aesthetic. I love its busy dial. I love the pop of yellow. I just like chronographs. It looks very, very tooly. Now, guys, I'll get this out of the way first. I'm not a fan of the bracelet. I never have been. Although it does have solid end links and quite a nice clasp. It's done very, very well. It's extremely solid, well made. Obviously, we got little We also have a little tiny two micro adjustments. It's a push button clasp there with a fold over, signed Seiko. It's absolutely fine, although I just don't like the center polish link. That little line there just kind of cheapens it a little bit. It's just my opinion, although, you know, it's a very standard affair. But guys, we got to remember, this is a $200 watch. Corners have to be cut somewhere, and Seiko do this all the time. But the watch itself is fantastic, and to be honest, you know, I put it on rubber in the summer because it's got an astounding 200-meter water resistance, as you see on the dial there. What helps this is obviously the screw down crown, but also screw down pushers, because normally the more holes you drill in the case for pushers, all the rest of it, the more chance lessens the water resistance. So we got screw down pushers. We also have that lovely movement to the chronograph hand with this is the start stop at the top. It has that sweeping action. Now this is because of the fantastic 7T62 movement. It's a quartz movement. We've got lots of lovely complications in there. 60-minute counter at the top. We've got a dual hand time zone at the bottom, also an alarm, and seconds for the main clock here at the 9 o'clock. So we have the 3 sub-dials, and then of course the applied Lume markers, beautifully applied. And we have this domed hardlex crystal that really kind of distorts at an angle. I love it. Some people can't stand it. You can easily change this out for sapphire. But I've got to say, hardlex gets a bad rap because I've dropped this face down on concrete, and as you can see, there might be a few little, you know, scratches, but it's definitely harder than acrylic. I like the way it's domed. I think it adds a bit of character and kind of gives an extra depth to that deep dial. The way it's very deep, although it's a thin watch in general, it gives the impression there's a lot of depth there. And I love the chapter ring, the way it kind of steps down. We have that beautiful glossy dial you can see there. All the attention to detail is exquisite. The applied Lume markers. Actually, let's quickly get a Lume shot. Now this is after a year of use, so let's have a quickly check out the Lume. And as you can see, because it's that notorious, legendary Seiko Lume, it's incredibly bright. The only thing is, it's a bit difficult to distinguish where 12 o'clock is if you don't have the chronograph second hand reset, which is that arrow hand there. Apart from that, I mean, if we read the time now, it's about 4 to 6, and that's pretty easy to distinguish. But the only thing is the gaps at 9 and 3 o'clock are a little bit more difficult to read. But having said that, the Lume is great. It's that Seiko Lume. It's bright as anything. Very, very easy to distinguish what hand does what. So outstanding, despite this tiny, I mean, if you remember, if you look back at the dial, they're really small. But anyway, great Lume. That's what you'd expect from Seiko. Let's take it back to the studio. Okay, welcome back, guys. So I'm going to do very quick dimensions. Now, the size is probably one of my favorite things about it. They say it's a 42, really is a 41, and it really wears like a 40, so it wears a lot smaller. Got a nice thinness, obviously because it's not mechanical, it's the quartz of only 12, just over 12. And then the only disappointment here is the lug width, 21, which means I've got it on a 20mm NATO strap, absolutely fine. Makes straps a little bit of an issue. I go for a 20 with a little bit of, you know, 1mm room. You can just cut a 22 and squeeze it in there if you prefer a larger. I prefer straps that are smaller. We've got the date there at 3 o'clock. But what is great about this piece is just the amount of functions and versatility and robustness of it. You know, I'm a mechanical guy, but this is my go-to quartz piece. It's built like a tank, very, very solid. You don't have to worry about it. I've got multiple time zones. Right now I've got London down at the sub-dial at 6 o'clock, and then New York local time. So let's stop and start. Click here. It resets. If we start timing again, and then press the bottom pusher, it stops, and then if we press it again, it catches up to the time that we're timing. So it's a split time chronograph, which is very, very cool. Not only that, the subdial at the bottom being dual-handed really gives a very easy to read GMT function. I love the date window is nice, crisp in white, very easy to read, and it's got a ton of personality. We have slight matted finish at the top of the lugs there, but pretty much completely polished case, apart from the back, which we'll just have a look. Screw down case back. Very uncomplicated, quite angular lugs there. It wears incredibly comfortably. Screw the pushers down, and then you can go diving. I mean, how versatile is that? I mean, fantastic. This is a watch for all occasions. If you have to have a chronograph, you know, this is almost the perfect beta watch. The accuracy of this particular movement, you know, the battery lasts for 3 years, so, and it's still going strong. Haven't had to replace it yet. It's probably coming up to that, but you've got to understand that the 7T62 movement and also the slightly later 7T92 are both battery operated. These movements really are the bread and butter of Seiko, and they've been around since 1988. They're proven. They really are robust and reliable. Incredibly popular during the 90s. Which I think this particular watch came out in the late 90s. Smaller size definitely kind of indicates that because it wears like a piece of that time period. It's even smaller than my Navi timer. Yeah, it's kind of got a few nicks and scratches, but I don't mind. I think it's all character. I think it's definitely been a trooper, not going anywhere. Hardlex may not be to everybody's cup of tea. It might be too busy for everybody. People might even have issues that it's a quartz, but trust me, it's oozing personality, and strangely enough, it has a kind of a really endearing soul to it that I don't find in other quartz watches. The bezel is very easy to grip, not that you'd ever use it, but even the action to it is as good as my Navi timer, which is, you know, 5 grand, so it's really well done. I've seen even modded versions of this with red hands. I'm contemplating even getting the gold-plated version just because I think it's so cool. Beautifully applied Seiko logo. I mean, it's just a gorgeous dial. I love that it's so tooly. Also very, very subtle. The bottom subdial is framed with a stainless steel little ring running around it. Very, very cool. And the matching hand on the counter for the main chronograph is in yellow, so you can easily distinguish which one is keeping count of your chronograph timing. So very subtle, very, very cool. Now obviously we have a screw down crown. There's no signing of the crown, but these little things have been obviously keeps the cost down. When you pull it out, you change these settings in the subdial and set the alarm using the pushers. I'm not going to do that right now because I've got it set perfectly to London time. Just the way it catches the light, I can never stop staring at it. Anyway, let's do a quick wrist shot, and here we are. Now on my tiny little wrist, it wears beautifully. It doesn't overhang at all. It's so slender and thin. It's thin, almost like a dress watch. It's a very robust, reliable piece. I absolutely adore it. It works with so many different NATO straps. I've put it on the olive. This is an olive NATO from Wrist Candy Watch Club. Keeps that military aviation kind of look about it. It's also incredibly light, which will measure its weight in just a second. It just lends for very comfortable kind of beta use, so to speak. So let's just turn on the scales. Okay, let's put it on. 76 grams, very, very light indeed. Obviously, being quartz, it's even lighter. So let's just add the bracelet. So with the bracelet, 182. So yeah, most of it, you know, I can even tell by hand, most of it is in the bracelet. So without the bracelet, it's lighter. It's certainly more comfortable. So yeah, fun, reliable. It's stood the test of time. Battery's still going strong. I've dropped it. It's resisted shattering, even on concrete. I've swum with this absolutely fine. I mean, this is one of the few aviation watches you can really take diving. It's a shame it doesn't have a countdown bezel for diving, but obviously you can't operate the chronograph underwater. You make sure that the pushers are screwed down, but it's a great entry-level chronograph. And if you're looking for something under 200 bucks, and I struggle to think actually even under 500 bucks that anything that is better than this. It really is outstanding. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Let's take it back to the studio. Okay, welcome back, guys. So please let me know what you think down in the comments below. I know a lot of you have also bought this watch. I think it's one of the best, undoubtedly one of the best chronographs you can get for a few $100s. I really do feel that is the case with the Flighmaster. Highly overlooked. There's just something special about it in comparison to a lot of chronographs out there. I think it's all of those features you get together in such a tastefully done and well-sized piece. It just looks a lot more expensive than it really is. Enough of the dear old Flightmaster. I'm sure you guys must be sick to death of me going on about my admiration for that beautiful little watch. So let's move on to moon phases. Now you guys know I've been obsessing about this for absolutely yonks. It's a complication. Unless you're a fisherman, there really is no use for it. To me, it reminds me of that beautiful, and I'll try and put a picture of it up here, that beautiful astronomical clock in Rouen I saw as a little child. There's the famous one in Prague as well. So yeah, Rouen, when I was living and traveling in France, it really is a beautiful, beautiful clock. That's what moon phases remind me of. They remind me of a period in history, a more kind of, when moonlight really did matter, you know, obviously pre-electricity. It's a different age. It has that romanticism, that connection to the past. So moon phases for me are a complication, although completely useless. They're just so beautiful. They're very classy. So anyway, let's change perspective now and have a closer look at these two very different unboxings and initial impressions. Okay, hi guys, and here we are with a double unboxing. Now I've zoomed, well not zoomed, that's not the right word, I've panned the camera as far as I can go. It's a bit difficult because these are really large boxes. So this particular one I've bought myself. I've purchased it on eBay. I saw it, I've been thinking about it for a long time, and this one here has been sent in by my good friends at Long Island Watches. Well, Mark basically at Long Island Watches, so big thank you to him. So let's get into it. Oh, we got some goodies in here. What do we got? So here's the box, and then we got something else as well. Oh, he sent a magazine. Fantastic! About time. Meister Singer. You guys know I've reviewed one of their watches. It was absolutely gorgeous. New magazine. New young hands. It's a bit of a tongue twister. Frédéric Constant, Eterne. Oh, Meister Singer. So classy. Anyway, we will return to this very, very soon. Thank you so much, Mark, for including that. Fantastic. So, this is the first one. Let's do a drum roll. Well, actually, let's get it out of this thing first. Oh, and there it is. Yes, it's a Zeppelin from Germany. Drum roll, please. Oh, look at that blue. Look at that blue. Oh, that is gorgeous. So obviously, as you can see, it's a quartz. Look at that domed crystal. Is it? Let's take the plastic off. Wow, very, very nice. My God, that is gorgeous. Ooh, look at that case. That is absolutely gorgeous. Is that blue as well? It's a very dark blue. Just a normal buckle, no signed buckle. That is absolutely gorgeous looking, very classy indeed. So it's a triple calendar with moon phase at the bottom. Made in Germany, Zeppelin. This is, I think they're owned by the same parent company that owns Junkers, which we've also reviewed and I absolutely adore, obviously, because I'm a big aviation fan, especially at that period. I gotta say, I'm not that into quartzes, although I do love my little Flighmaster. Oh wow, that changes the day. Interesting. Very cool indeed. We will do a follow-up review very, very soon. This is just an initial impressions, and I can tell you, looking over this thing, it's very solidly built, beautiful attention to detail. I mean, you can see the quality. That dial is stunning. Early part of the century style of lettering. Those 4 hands. My God, I'm a little confused. Oh, this is the date there. Fantastic. A lot going on here, a lot to discuss. Very elegant. A bit big, but a little bit big, but so much going on, it has to be a bit big, I feel. So I'm guessing a 40, but we'll get into all of this in the full review, so stay tuned for that, guys. Full review coming very, very soon. Absolutely gorgeous, impeccable quality. This is what you'd expect from Zeppelin, I mean, from a German-made watch. Yeah, it's a quartz, but actually I think yeah, you're not going to get an automatic like this for less than a couple of grand. I mean, it is a complicated watch. Right, let's do the next one then. Let's get that out the way. Actually, we'll leave it here so we can have it side by side. Yeah, you can see the bits of red. You can probably guess what brand it is. And yes, it is an Oris. I've returned to the Oris family. I've returned, you know, I was contemplating even an Aquis, but I think I went for something a little bit different. As we know, I wanted a moon phase, so I thought, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I do adore the Oris brand. Swiss, of course, independent for 100 years, really pushing the innovation, tasteful designs. Let's see if this one is tasteful. So, drum roll please. Oh, it's a bit tough to open. There we go. There we go. Oh, and that lovely Oris box. Oh, it is gorgeous. Let's have a look. Oh, look at that. What is this? This, I think, this is to push the, fantastic. Let's not lose that. Let's just put that there for the moment. So, yeah, as you can see, it's all brand new actually, so, wow, look at that dial. Look at that dial, those cathedral hands. This is an automatic. The moon phase at the top. Very, very nice. Not sure how I'm going to get it out of this thing. Here we go. There we go. Wasn't so hard. Let's take the wrapping off. You can instantly tell it's more compact. Wow, gorgeous. So this is the big crown. My God, look at that dial. This is where you'd use this thing to set the triple date. Never had this complication before, so ooh, and it's already going. Oh, very, very nice feel to it. Look at that size. Display back there, and oh yeah, that red rotor from Oris. That's so famous from Oris. Very nice, gorgeous. Ah, the size. 2 amazing moon phase. 2 very classic looking, although one is quartz, but tastefully done. You can see why I went for this one, can't you? Definite size is a must for me. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. That is a dressy piece. Look at that bezel. I mean, what am I going to say? It's so well done. I think this might be acrylic crystal. It's beautifully done. I'm not sure if I don't think it's sapphire. I just saw a deal on this and I couldn't resist. Look at that dial. Have you ever seen anything as gorgeous as that dial? I mean, they're both gorgeous dials, aren't they? Look at the way they play with the light, all the different textures. Absolutely stunning. I'm bowled over with this. I'm really impressed. Got an Oris back. I don't even know what movement it is. I just went for this look. I just thought, oh, that's a good deal. It's automatic, it's Swiss, it's Oris, it's tastefully done. Boom, let's get it in. Let's have a look, you know. I was contemplating the new in-house, what was it, by Frédéric Constant. Obviously I love the Juge Lecoultre. I wanted something Swiss. Oh, look at the date change. Oh, that isn't that. Oh, it's gorgeous. I think we got applied. I think they're gold tone, or they're rose gold tone. The strap, yeah, I'm not feeling this kind of matted strap. Although it's nice and everything. Let's have a look at the buckle. Yeah, it's the strap. I mean, I'm going to put this on an ostrich, and it's going to look like $1 million. Anyway, let's take it back to the studio. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very, very much for watching. Please don't forget to add your queries, questions, opinions, comments, all the rest of it down below. I love hearing back from you guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and found it useful. It really does help me. So please don't forget to hit that like. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, ciao.